How many golfers do you know that have shoulder problems or have had surgery or had to miss a season because of an injury related to their rotator cuff or their shoulder in general? Well, today I'm going to show you one of the greatest exercises you can do so that doesn't happen to you, and it's all a shoulder exercise that you've probably never heard of. Hey, I'm Jeff PELIZZARO with 18 Strong. I can't tell you how many golfers I've had come into the gym that have had shoulder problems, or they've had a buddy that has rotator cuff surgery. He's out for 8 weeks and isn't able to play golf for the rest of the season. Well, let's not make that you this year. We want to make sure that you have bogey-proof shoulders and that you're doing everything you can to make sure that when you go and you're playing your best golf, you're not going to be sidelined with a shoulder injury. One of the exercises that I prescribe in almost every program I have is called a trap 3. And so for today's what, why, how, we're going to go through what the trap 3 exercise is and why it's so important for you to do it for your golf game. So the trap 3 is an exercise that you're going to see me do in a second here. We can do it in many different ways, but it's meant to target the trapezius muscle. Most of us, when we think of the trapezius, we think of these big muscles here. You know, you see the guys that don't have any necks anymore. They've got the big traps. Well, as a golfer, you don't necessarily want the big traps up here. You want your traps back here. There's 3 different trapezius muscles that work on your back for your shoulders to help guide your shoulder blade and keep it in position when you're doing things like playing golf or lifting weights or anything else that you're doing physically related to the arms. So the trap 3 exercise is meant to specifically target that area to make it stronger and to protect you. The first variation of the trap 3 that I'm going to show you is probably the easiest way to do it, and that's going to be on a bench with your body supported. Now, the idea of this exercise is to take your arm in kind of a position at a 45-degree angle as it raises up over your head. So if I did it with both arms, it would kind of look like the old YMCA motion. You know, it's a nice big Y. So what we're going to do here on the bench is lie on our stomach, again with the legs straight out so you're not scooting all the way down. I don't want to see you resting your chin. I want your chin off the bench. Your shoulders are well supported and in good posture so you're not rounding your shoulders. So nice good posture here. And first, without the weight, I'm going to take my arm and I'm going to raise it straight out to a 45-degree angle, kind of up above my head but out to the side a little bit. So I'm coming straight up, out to the side about 45 degrees as high as I can. And I want to work on keeping my posture of my body in the same position. My chin is staying in the same position as I raise my arm. You can do this with a dumbbell. If you're doing one arm, you can grab onto the bench to support yourself. So it would look like this. And I want you to pause a little bit at the top to make sure you're in the right position and make sure that your body's not rotating side to side. You can also do this with both hands coming straight up and down. What I would recommend is try this with no weight at all and first see how your motion looks. Ideally, we want your arms to get up to about where your ears are. Nice pause. Come back down. As you do this, you're also going to feel this working in the low back. This is a great stabilizing drill for the low back as well. One thing to note on this exercise is that this is not a lateral raise. The lateral raise would be more straight out to the side and with the palms down. This one, we're primarily focusing on the thumb side is going to be up and you're reaching up overhead. So again, the hands go forward, not straight out to the side like a lateral raise. I chose to use the bench at about a 30-degree angle on this one. You could raise it up to a 45. You could go down a little bit to 20, 15 degree. You can play around with that and you'll feel the different tension with the different angles. Another way that we can do this is if we flip the bench around a little bit. For this version, you can use the back side of the bench, and this is going to be used to basically help you stabilize, help you keep your posture. We would call this a head-on bench trap 3. So you're going to get in your position, kind of like a golf stance. I'm going to use the bench to support my head. You can either do that with your arm here, or you could just rest your head straight on the bench. Maybe put a towel there to protect your forehead. You're going to rest your head down, get in that nice good posture. Notice the good hinge, the nice flat back, and then it's the same exact motion. You're going straight up and out, a little bit of a pause, and coming back down. So this is really going to work on those muscles, not just in the shoulder blade and in the shoulder itself, but you're also going to feel, again, the low back, the trunk working, specifically if you're doing just one hand. You could, again, do this with both arms, with your head on the bench, doing it that way too. One arm's going to work a little bit more of that anti-rotational motion, which obviously is very good for golfers, but doing it with both arms can be very beneficial as well. So I recommend playing around with that a little bit. And then, of course, we can do it with no bench whatsoever. So if we're just standing here, we can work on getting in that good posture again, dumbbells in hand or no dumbbells. This one, you're really working again on anchoring yourself down, nice flat back, keep your chin in a good posture, and you're going to come straight up, you're going to pause, come down nice and slow. This exercise is all about control, and it's not so much about how much weight you can do. You can do this one two hands, or again, you can do it single hand. If you do it with just the one hand, you can put this hand down here to brace yourself, or you can let it hang freely, whichever one you prefer. Having the hand there to help brace might keep you a little bit more stationary and steady. Again, it's all about the quality of the motion on this one, not so much about the weight that you're using. You'll feel a lot of different things going on in this exercise, not just the shoulder. So it's going to be really great for you standing over the ball, being able to protect yourself, stabilize while your body rotates. As we talk about a lot here at 18 Strong, there's a ton of different variations that you can do on almost every exercise out there. So what we want to do is just provide you with different variation, different ways to do things to create a little variety in your workouts, maybe give you something new, something you haven't seen or tried before, or if you have, maybe a different version that's going to hit it a little differently. Variations and changes in your program are always a good thing to help you improve the resiliency of your body, both on and off the course. Thanks again for watching the video. If you have any other questions on different exercises or different things you can be doing in the gym or outside of the gym that we can answer here, please leave a comment below. Be sure to subscribe to the page, click that little notification button at the bottom so you don't miss out on any videos, and check out the podcast over on iTunes. We'll catch up with you again soon. Train hard, practice smart, and play better golf.